8 more years. 8 more years. 8 more years. Start it off a little
Unorthodox way.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's start it off a little different. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the We Want Florida podcast. I'm Nathan Bray with Joe Damer, Austin Wiseman. That's the way to start it off. 8 more years. Sam Bennett, Aaron Ekblad, Brad Marchand, not quite 8, but all three of the big free agents that were talked about, probably some of the biggest names that were up this year, all stay with the team. And let's go to Sam Bennett right off the bat here. 8 years, $8 million a year average. That was the first one that was done. We heard Bill Zito say it wasn't the top priority. It was just the one that got done first. I'm going to call baloney on that.
Yeah.
Um, that's, I think, Bill Zito being friendly, but I like it. Either way, it's done. So go ahead. What do you got for me?
Yeah, I mean, whatever Bill wants to call it, but 100% priority one was this offseason was re-signing the Conn Smythe winner, Sam Bennett, and 8 years, 8 million. I would have signed up for it if you told me before the offseason. And I think I said 7.75 in the prediction video. Well, what is a little bit more? It's
Two
something
hundred fifty thousand.
yeah, he's earned it. And now that we've know after the fact that we have all three guys locked up, even Mr. Tomas Nosek back and a backup goalie. So hey, I don't care what the money was. We got everyone back. So
Yeah.
good for the Panthers, good for Bill Zito, good for Sam Bennett to get that done at 8 million.
Yeah, I mean build a statue. And when I mean build a statue, I don't mean Sam Bennett. I love him, but I'm talking about Bill the Killer. Like build a statue, bro. This guy's incredible.
Bill the
Uh
Killer.
yeah, I mean, you know, the joke on Twitter was Bill Zito just got a hat trick.
Huh.
And then he turned into Reinhardt in game 6 and got 4 with Nosek, and I was like,
It's
wow.
good.
I mean, this guy's unbelievable. But yeah, no, I mean, keep the dogs together, man. Who posted that? That was pretty funny. I don't know who. Bennett posted it about when they signed Marchand back. That was funny. But yeah, no, seriously, keep the dogs together. Yeah, Bennett, yeah, absolutely priority number one. I would have went Ekblad second and then Marchand third, but it doesn't really matter, does it? So
Well,
who
that's how it
cares?
happened. But
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
yeah. I who
so
cares? Who
Aaron
cares?
Ekblad, 8 years. We saw him. I think we said in the prediction video we would love him to take a pay cut, and that's what he did. And I
Absolutely.
mean, we say that these guys took a pay cut. We still are in a little predicament with the cap, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But Ekblad also 8 years. Now, I want to go to Austin real quick because you said that you weren't in love with a long term deal like this. So after seeing it at 6.1, you feel a little better about it, or
So yeah, initially I thought with Aaron Ekblad, 8 years, if you told me like I said before the offseason, you told me 8 years, I would have been like, ooh, like I don't know. He's a guy, he's been hurt basically. How many times he's played 82 games? Like or not 82, but like 70 to 80 games a year. Like we haven't seen that a lot. He's been hurt. Um obviously got suspended for 20 games this
beefed
year.
up, beefed up, and he's still getting hurt.
But
My
what
goodness.
matters is he hasn't missed a playoff game besides the suspensions. So health wise, he's been healthy for when it counts. Actually, I don't really know if that's true because he's been playing through stuff. But look, Aaron Ekblad he's been on the Panthers for 11 years, and his previous contract was $7.5 million. He goes on to win two Stanley Cups, and now he's making 6.1. Man, I'll take that any day of the week. So yes, the years are a little long for me, but at the end of the day, is our we're trying to win in the next five. So we're trying to win as much as we can in the next 5, 6 years. That's our window right now. We have everyone in our prime. So if it takes 8 years to bring back a guy like Ekblad, I'll take that any day. So yeah, I like it a lot at this point. Just that
Yeah,
he's back. Like
yeah. I mean, I could honestly not give a shiitake mushroom that Ekblad signed to a long deal, and especially not if we go out and win another cup, because at the end of the day,
Exactly.
if you're a Panther fan and you were sitting there in 2030 and old Aaron Ekblad is barely moving and you're complaining that we signed that contract, you're an idiot. It's just simple.
and and not that old either, like 37. I
Yeah,
mean, it's not.
but the moral of the story is like I don't really care, right? These guys took a pay cut. They needed to get compensated some way, right? There's no way that they were just gonna take this pay cut and
Yep.
something they weren't gonna get something out of it. Like the Marchand one, but we'll get to that.
Well, that's where we're going next.
Right, exactly. So you know what? Yeah, just go there. That's fine.
All right, Marchand, 6-year deal. That is for me the biggest curveball of the whole signing for us. 43, he'll be done, and I don't know. Do we see him play out this whole contract? I mean, 5.25 million.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you said. I feel good about it because we have this team, and we have a shot to go win. Hopefully, a couple or a few or
Yeah.
however many more that we can possibly win. So, if this is a strategic move, just to maybe hopefully get it in the next few years, and who knows, if he signed a 3-year deal, maybe we were looking north of 6 million, 6.5 million. Like, so again, was this just a little longer term to hopefully bring down the cost per year and give us a run for the next couple years?
Once again, a very similar situation to Aaron Ekblad. Yeah, like if you told me once again before the offseason, 6 years for Brad Marchand, I'd be like, yo, what are you talking about? You think a 37-year-old's getting 6-year deal? But once again, like you got to look at it. The next 3 to 4 to 5 years matter more than what happens after that. So look, and there's no one could tell me like everyone ages differently. And Brad Marchand at 37 was moving better than a lot of guys I've seen in the league. Like the way he was playing the Stanley Cup, if he got that energy from the young guys in Lundell and Lusterina or whatever, he looks good. And it's 5.1 million a year. If he goes on the open market, he probably gets 3 years, max 4 years for like 8 to 9 million. So for Brad, if you wanted to stay, that's what it was going to take, right? You have to add those extra years. So at the end of the day, he's going to get just around 30, $32 million a year after 6. Where if he was on the open market after 3, he would have got a similar amount. So Bill's like, all right, the only way I can keep you is if I add 3 more years to it so we can get the AAV down annually. So yeah, it has to be done. And yeah, I want Brad Marchand to stay on the team, so I'm fine with it. And look, if he ages poorly, just like Ekblad, who cares? Just like Joe said, you're an idiot because we won. We have the cups, we have the rings,
There's a
so
lot of
it'll all be worth it at the end of the day.
yeah, there's a lot of idiot going on. I think I'm about to drop another idiot because
Biz idiot.
Biz idiot. But no, but like real though, like the Panthers, it's no secret, like because back cups because the players we have, whatever. We're like one of the most, hated teams right now. And whatever. But, ability to keep the Rat Pack together, whatever. We obviously know that's awesome. I don't have to sit here and say that. But what is amazing to me, right, is honestly, like us explaining why this is a good deal, we don't even have to do it, right? Because you go on Twitter, right, and Maple Leafs fans, everybody, everybody like that, like doesn't want to see us succeed. They're like, bro, how does Zito keep doing this, right? So everybody, you look at the contract at face value, and you're like, holy moly, like, when's he gonna be playing until what 40? What was it? 43, right? Yeah. So you look at that, and you're like, bro.
And there was a lot of hate about that. There were a
Yeah,
lot of
Hey, I
people
mean,
that were
look,
like,
but
people
when
are gonna
you
hate greatness at the end
But
of the day.
okay, but that's what I'm saying. Like at first when it came out, everyone was like, "Bro," and then you look into it more, and you're like, "Wait, Zito kind of cooked again, bro." And then it's like, especially with the Ekblad one, man. Um, but yeah, I feel like it's a
so
good move, man. It's a good move.
Marchand at 43, Ekblad at 37. In this circumstance, Which signing do you like better? I think I know where you guys are going, but
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm big into the Ekblad signing. You know,
okay.
keep him keep him around. Yeah, I mean, I think the team and everybody can disagree with me if they want, but I think the team as it was before we signed anybody. Okay, as it was when we signed Bennett and not anybody else. I think the team would function better if we kept Ekblad instead of Marchand. Now, whatever. We're not here to debate this because, we signed both of them, so who really cares? But yeah, I do like that contract better.
Yeah, Joe just hit the nail on the head with that one. Like that's exactly what I was gonna get at. Like at the end of the day, we signed both, right? Like the priority was Bennett 1, Ekblad 2, Marchand 3 for us. So at the end of the day, that was the right move. That would have been the right move. But we got both. So there's no debating which one was better. So in my opinion, like just like Joe said, we like both of them. He said he likes Ekblad just a little bit more. I agree. But at the end of the day, yeah, we got both of them. So it's all good.
Yeah, we're keeping two guys. We're keeping an assistant captain around that obviously has a big part of the team. We're keeping a
Mm.
veteran that's now has two Stanley Cups
A
and
guy that
Brad
stepped right
Marchand.
in and became a leader right away.
Yeah, so both are pretty good deals, and I mean, I think it was probably I definitely didn't see it. I didn't see all three staying. You guys saw it a little bit more than me, and I don't know. Maybe it was just you guys being
No,
hopeful. But
honestly, I didn't think so.
yeah,
But
I just I saw no way, but when I
Bill
see no
Zito,
way,
man,
Yeah.
magic,
yeah.
No,
So
if I was
magician.
being, yeah, it's exactly what you said. I mean, it's hope, but in the back of my head, I was like, okay, there's like, a 2%. No, not two. I'd give him more credit
you
than that
guys
because
said
it's
like
Bill
20 or
Zito.
30.
Okay, then I stand by that. Yeah, I stand by that. If I said 20, then yeah. However, I do think that you'll probably get into this, but I think that there are consequences of the 20% if we fall into it, and we did. So we'll check in
And
with that.
possibly bigger consequences than what I originally thought it would have been. But let's keep up with the signings before we go there. I want to stay positive and the goaltending situation. And I know, Joe, you are already on the Bob Jr.
I'm
kick.
buying in, man. I'm buying in.
He's gone nuts on this dude, and it's been. I mean, he's on the team for a few hours, and he's like, Bob Jr., Bob Jr., we're ready. So Tarasov on a 1 year deal, just over $1 million. I mean, I like it. I like it at $1 million. I mean, when you had Vanacek at whatever he was, I think it was a few million. I don't even know, but I like Tarasov at one better than I like Vanacek at a few.
Yep.
There's some friendship possibility. Well, it's not even a possibility. I guess it is a set in stone thing. We've heard like he looks up to Bob. Bob looks up to his father. Whatever
His
Yeah.
dad, yeah.
yeah, whatever it is. So, I like the signing in this situation.
The stories write themselves. Oh, like I'm buying into this guy, right? Like I'm not saying he's going to be the next Bob by any, stretch of the imagination, right? Like that's not what I'm saying. So don't get it twisted. Like, I'm not saying he's going to be a Hall of Famer, obviously. I mean, what's he, 26 at this time by right
Mhm.
now? Yeah, like
Something like that.
yeah, he's not Jesus Christ, right? But I do think that, having Luongo, right? I mean, we obviously know how he gets down. But, him and Bob being from the same place, you know, and they like to stick together, them Russians, some crazy Russians. They just like to stick together. But no, I got a really good feeling. I do. And it could be completely I could be sitting here and being like, bro, watch this over and be like, bro, you were so wrong. This guy got cut before the season even happened. But like, no, I really like it. I think it's cool. We're establishing vibes on the team. More vibes to more vibes. It's just great.
Friendlier vibes rather
Oh
than a
yeah.
rat vibe.
Dude, Bob gets his man, bro. Like he's not like an outcast on the team by any like stretch of the imagination. But like, can you imagine like a Bob Jr. standing right there at 11 with him just like this? Like that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Panthers culture has changed so many players so many careers like over the recent years. So something like that where you can get a guy who knows a guy like Bob who can learn from, you could learn from Luongo, like Joe said, but you know, people get better from the people around them. You make the people around you better if you're doing the right things. So he learns from Bob, which he's about to be his backup, see how he works every day. You know, there's going to be familiarity there being from the same place. I'm not sure how close they are right now to each other. They might not even know each other. But yeah, we know Bob, his favorite goaltender growing up was Tarasov's dad. So it's all cool. Like, hey, it's a good move. We needed a backup goalie. So hopefully this guy gets better from that. And Tarasov is that guy. So yeah.
We'll see. And I know, Joe, you just mentioned Luongo. We also signed two young, I think they're pretty young goalies. I don't even remember their names.
I didn't look into it, honestly.
Yeah, they're going to be playing in
two-way contract guys.
Yeah, they're going to be playing, I guess, for the Checkers, and
yeah.
But still, two young guys in the system. I know there's Cooper Black down there, so like, who knows? Maybe there's some good possibility. We have that draft pick that was late that I know Bill Zito was pretty high on, actually, another Russian.
Yeah.
So I mean, we have some young goalies in this.
Moral of the story
system.
is we have options, and that's a good place to be at when you have options like this.
I just don't know how many are really strong, good options.
Shoot,
but
one of them's got to hit. Let's go.
What, right? We got 4 in there. I mean, pick one, hopefully. So yeah, that's hopefully going to be good. Like we said, Luongo's got a great system, and hopefully we see somebody. Like you said, all we need is one. Hopefully, one of the 4 hit. Now, I love this one. For me, I don't know why.
Oh, here we go.
It just hits close to home, and there's no rhyme or reason. It's just cheap. Not that I'm a cheap guy, but I like the way $775,000 sounds a lot
You be
more.
balling out on the weekends or something? You're not a cheap guy? Okay, Nate. All right. Okay.
No, I'm not. Yeah. Okay. Tomas Nosek. 1 year, 775,000. Keep the 4th line together. We said we want a team of rats, so let's do it. Keep the 4th line, keep the physicality. I love it. I'm not going to say it's my favorite signing because, I mean, when you have 3 big guys, but outside of, I'm going to say maybe even Bennett. I mean, I love the Marchand and Ekblad sign, but I love the Nosek sign. I really do.
Like, dude, like 775,000. Like, when we made our predictions video, I didn't have that. Nate did, you did, but I didn't think it was going to be that low. I thought he'd be in the millions after his performance in the Stanley Cup playoffs. But look, what a year he had. Like, they try to replace him at the deadline with Nico Sturm, and how about that? So Nosek comes in for Sturm, started the last 2 rounds and a half of the playoffs, and they were both free agents today. Both got signed today. Nico Sturm gets $2 million for 2 years. Nosek gets $775. So our backup 4th line center is getting more money, and we're keeping our guy right here.
We win.
So look, I think it's because you look at the numbers, and if you look at, Nico Sturm probably looks like a better player if you didn't actually watch the games, but Nosek fit our team better. Sturm, he was like top 5 in face-off percentage in the league, and we brought him in to be good on the penalty kill. But I guess he didn't fit the system.
Garbage.
He was easy. He was struggling with us. You struggled with us. I don't know how, like, if he was, you can't actually know if it was his fault or not why we lost those games, but Nosek came in, and he has that penalty in game 1 against the Oilers, and the way he bounced back from that, man, it's good to see Thomas Nosek coming back here, and we're going to run the 4th line back with Greer and Gadjevich.
I love it.
I just got to thank the Oilers, and when I think the Oilers, I think more specifically Jake Wallman after he laughed in Nosek's face after the penalty. It just seemed to just like, man.
Who's laughing now?
Yeah, who's laughing now? But like, it just seems to, I don't know. He's a dog, dude. He just responds well, and pressured situations as we saw, and in the Maple Leaf series, and the last series we just played when we won it all. Yeah, he fits the team. He's a playoff player. It's proven.
Yeah, I love it. Very high on Nosek. I mean, when you have a guy that can bounce back, that shows a lot to the team. Obviously, we have a lot of veterans, but that bounce back ability just shows the kind of guy, and that's the guy that you want to play for. I've obviously never played on a pro team and probably never will play on any pro team, but I've been a part of teams. I know you guys have been part of teams. Like when you see guys even at small levels that have grit, have determination, bounce back, those are the guys you want around. So I think that's a great sign. Um, I think the most recent one was Jeff Petrie, 1 year, 775,000. Um, Veteran guy. I mean, I think he's up there close to 1,000 games, something in that range. I think. So I guess my question there is: was this a sign to be the seventh defenseman, or is he going in to be Nate Schmidt's replacement? So pretty much, is it him or is it Uvis?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that going too far to it, but like who will start the first game, who knows? But for like this signing to me looks like similar to what the Panthers do. They sign an old veteran, revitalize him. They did that with Ekman Larson. He got 3 years, 3.5 the next year to Toronto. And look at Nate Schmidt today, who we signed him to $850,000 deal, and we just turned him into a 3 times $3.5 million player signed to the Utah Hockey Club today. So I'm thinking, hey, could this be another?
Not the hockey club, the Mammoth.
The Mammoth, yeah.
Yeah.
But so I'm thinking, hey, could this be a similar situation? The Paul Maurice defensive system. Can they cook again? But look, I'd like to see Uvis get that spot on opening night. He's a young player. He got some good playing time this year. He played a lot early in the year and then stepped right in when Ekblad got suspended. Did a decent job. Wasn't always perfect. Scored a goal in the playoffs. So yeah, I'd like to see him come in, but hey, if Petrie could be another one of those stories that the Panthers have done, it'd be pretty special.
Could be a Marchand type story. I mean, not on that same level, but same idea, right? Older guy, bring him in.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just going to be trial and error, right? So whoever, they're going to practice together, obviously, for the season, and it's
Just
like
whoever fits in the best.
right, whoever Paul's feeling, really. Yeah, but there's totally a possibility that this guy becomes a OEL situation or a Schmidt situation, and there's obviously a possibility that it's like, all right, buddy, you're not playing, but that's fine, right? Because we have Balinskis, and I think Balinskis is only going to get better with the experience he gains. So
Yep.
if Balinskis is in there, I'm not sweating at all, so I don't care.
And then on the complete opposite end, as far as games played, we signed Nolan Foote, another $775,000 contract. So a young guy, hasn't played much, but maybe just continue to bring the youth, like a good balance on this team. I feel that's something that we have pretty good. Like we have young youth with Mackey, who we'll get into now with Foote. We have veterans in Marchand, and then you have middle of the road guys that obviously been around the league a long time, and Barkov and Kachuk. Like I think a really good balance. So hopefully this guy just comes in, fits wherever he fits. It's probably going to not be playing much, I would think. But you never know. I guess it's an okay signing. Don't have much to add there. And then you mentioned Nate Schmidt to Utah, so let's go ahead and just give the props to the four guys that we moved on to a new team. Nate Schmidt to Utah, Nico Sturm, Minnesota, Vanacek. I know didn't play much as a Panther, maybe a few games, but he's also to Utah. Utah's building something special over there. I like their moves. And Jacob Megna to Vegas.
Yep.
So in some way, shape, or form, all part of a Stanley Cup winning team. Some
Thank you,
played more
boys.
than others. So yeah, shout out to those guys. And hopefully, Nate Schmidt got his money. He got paid.
Yes, he did.
Sturm got decent amount. And yeah, I guess good for them.
We wish them the best.
Yeah. If why not?
Yeah.
They got a cup under their belt. Now, let's talk about where we are right now as we speak, and that is Mackey with no contract. We are after these signings this afternoon. If my math is correct, which I think it is, but who knows? I could be wrong. We are about 3,725,000 over cap right now. And that's with the Petrie signing, the Foot signing. So Mackey would have to take the 775,000 minimum contract, and then the contracts of Evan Rodriguez and Boquist would put us exactly even, right? Because Erod has a 3 million and Boquist has a 1.5 million.
1.5, yeah.
So, like, is that what we're looking at, or
Like,
you got
we're
any?
gonna have to wait and
possibilities?
see. We're gonna have to wait and see on what Bill wants to cook. We're not sure if that's exactly true because you don't know how these contracts are structured with the Bennett, with the Ekblad, with the Marchand. Obviously, the 1-year deals, we know how they're structured, but these multi-year deals, hey, Bill might have spread them out a little bit to make this work. But the thing about Sam Bennett is he's not an unrestricted free agent. He's a restricted free agent. So I heard that the Panthers did put in the offer sheet. They submitted the offer. So now we have to see, who matches it, whatever happens with it. And
Yeah,
yeah,
and
it
I'm
might,
just going on face value of
right,
kind of
face
where we
value,
are
yeah.
now. Yeah.
Right, but we're gonna have to see. Like, we might have to make a trade, but also that might be the right move to make, like keeping Sam Bennett because he's such a young, talented player. So if we have to trade a veteran player like a Rodriguez, like a Boquist, might be the right move. And yeah, we gotta, like, Mackey. I want to see him play next year. I've said that before. I want to see him on the top 6. I'd like to see him with Bennett and Kachuk, honestly. So we'll see where we go from here. But look, at the end of the day, whatever Bill Zito wants to do, I'm fine with it. Let him cook. He's done enough here. So yeah.
And doesn't win GM of the year.
It's stupid. It's a stupid award, really. But
Wait, not stupid, idiot.
idiot, right?
Right?
That's the word of the
Okay.
podcast. But like I saw, shout out Jameson Olive. His trophy case is pretty full, so he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think everything Austin said was right. But yeah, as far as the panic button that is so far off my desk, it's not even funny. We have the whole offseason to figure this out. I mean, it's 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 literally July 1st today. Literally.
Right.
I mean, we got time. We're not short on time for sure. So if he wanted to run this down in his head 1,000 more times, he's got the time to do it. It's full confidence in the world. Will somebody get traded? Yeah, absolutely, I think. But unless I don't even know, that like some wizardry or something. I don't even know. But yeah, somebody's gonna have to go. But like Austin said, it's probably the right move. And yeah, I also would like to see Mackey on that line. He played with Kachuk and Bennett on that line for a little bit, and he really matched their speed well. And you saw that assist he had in the Tampa series
First goal of the playoffs, Bennett.
right to Bennett. That was dirty. That was gross.
Yeah.
Saw some real potential with that there. I was like, wow. I mean, he really matches their play style.
a 30-point rookie year, you'll take it at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's a good player. Now, is there any chance that you guys see Mackey with no contract by the end? He's traded or whatever the case may be, or is he one that has to get it?
Look, I mean, if I'm another team out there and I see a guy like Sam Bennett on the market here, where all we have to do is we have to match the offer that with how the offer sheets work. I'd be aggressive on that. He's got a lot of, like we said, he got a lot of talent. He's got a lot of potential. So I think there should be a lot of teams out there that not really sure exactly how those RFA deals work. But yeah, I think a lot of teams, if they had the opportunity to match an offer, make Sam Savage make a decision, yeah, I think it's the right move.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be teams crawling out of the woodworks to do that. But yeah, no, I ultimately I think Mackey is the one out of the three that stays, and totally, you know, whatever you want
So
to make of that. But I think that's what happens.
Rodriguez and Boquist are probably the two on the top, right? We don't see somebody like
Hmm.
Lusterreining
No,
No.
no, no,
gone.
no, 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 no.
Yeah, I'm with you 1,000%. And I think, like you said, unless there's some weird structure to some of these deals, I think it's both. I really do, and it stinks because I like Jesper Boquist. He's not super old. I think he's 20, maybe late 20s, if
He was a
that.
great signing.
Yeah, really good signing, good
Yeah,
player. And I think that he would, if we didn't have Marchand, I think he would have fit
Yeah, he
really
would have been
good
right
on
on
the
there on the
third
third
line.
yeah,
line.
Yeah, but in this case, like to have a guy like that not play and be tight on the cap, like it's probably going to have to go.
right.
The thing about Boquist is, look, we have our top nine locked up right now, and he's not a player. Like, we saw him on the fourth line. He's not really fit for that. So he's got to be a third line, second line player. So the only way he plays is if there's an injury. So I think,
Yeah.
hey, if a guy like Kachuk starts the season injured or whatever it is, that's the only way he gets in. But like once again, you also have Sam Oskevich there if we bring him back. So look, hey, this is a good problem to have. When you have too many players,
Flip a
it's not
coin.
that's not
Right.
where you make a complaint is when you have too many players.
Yeah.
But so yeah, once again, whatever Bill decides to do with it, I'm gonna trust him. He's bringing back of the players that played in the last game of the season, 17 out of the 18. Everyone besides Nate Schmidt, and then if you count Bob, that's 18 out of 19. So it's pretty sick.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
It's pretty sick.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good, no?
Yeah. So that's kind of where we are now. Obviously, we'll see how the offseason progressive, lots of moves. And next episode's going to be a league recap. We saw nothing really huge. I mean, still some of the big guys, Ellers with no contract yet, I don't think. So nothing major out, but some moves, some teams looking good. And yeah, we'll see how it ends up.
I need that man in Ottawa tomorrow.
We'll
I need
see.
it.
Ottawa.
Brady
We'll see.
needs help.
We'll see how
Brady
that
needs
goes.
help.
But this is 10th episode. We're 10 episodes in.
So 10.
Yeah, this is
10th episode anniversary.
yeah, we're rolling. I think this one might be one of my favorite. I mean, besides the game 6 recap, this one
Right.
might be one of my favorites.
And it's
If
hard to pick favorites when you're the Florida Panthers and you win all the time. Like
oh
everything's positive, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. I would say you're
Recency,
cocky. I would say
Nate,
you're
recency.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah. I would say you're cocky, but no, it's just straight up facts.
it's
So
just
Yeah.
what it is.
that is what it is.
So yeah, next episode's gonna be the league recap of the free agency, and obviously if there's any moves with the Panthers, we'll maybe make another episode on that. But who knows? It could be a while before that happens, and yeah, we'll go over the moves of the league, and that's where we stand. Good day in free agency. Got our guys back. We're looking good. Ready to three-peat. I like it. All right. For Joe Damer, Austin Wiseman, I'm Nathan Bray. Let's go, Cats.
Rat Pack, baby.